Hey folks, it is Sunday, October 27th. 3:02 p.m. is the time and the temperature is around 12 degrees Celsius. And I am here in Midtown Toronto, right at the intersection of Duplex Avenue and Orchard View Boulevard. There's someone going for a jog. A very flat-footed jog. I think you're better off running more on the pads of your feet, but what the hell do I know? And I'm gonna head into the Yonge Eglinton Center here. Oh, look at that, an urban arrow. When I went to that rally and ride for road safety, there was a couple on a pair of these riding around where I was, and it looks like they've taken their pedals off. It's either that or they've been stolen. Hopefully they just took them off. And in this one, I'll be making my way, as I avoid some drips coming from this apartment, over through the Mount Pleasant Village area. Then it'll be down to the Gardner Beltline Trail, and we'll do a little fall nature walking. And there'll be a little bit of a residential area as I emerge from Oriole Park, and then I'll head over to Yonge Street and walk back up to the Yonge Eglinton Center here. I need to do some groceries. I don't really feel like taking the train today. It's a bit of a rest day for me. Step-wise, we're only at 997 steps. So I still have a ways to go on that front, and hopefully we'll be doing most of that on this walk. I just wanted to cut through the center here. Where unfortunately you can no longer enter Winners from this side. The entrance used to be straight ahead, but I believe what they're doing is expanding the Winners, which is quite small, into where the Good Life Fitness used to be. So hopefully once that expansion is done, they'll reopen it. In fact, there's a sign saying plaza level entrance to Winners temporarily under construction. Please access the store from the Yonge Street entrance. Yeah, so my theory all along was that Winners was gonna double in size and move into where Good Life used to be, as Good Life has moved into where Toys R Us used to be. I heard some people talking about the recovery room here being quite fantastic. We'll be walking by another Good Life on Eglinton Avenue East pretty soon. There's a supermarket just below us where I'll be going right after I record this. There's a pickle barrel. And Indigo, for some reason, has closed this entrance. That's been closed since the pandemic, and they haven't reopened it. Perhaps there were theft issues. There's a movie theater. There used to be two here, but the one just south of here at Canada Square closed down a few years ago. And this is Yonge Street. Let's get moving here. I'll make a left at Eglinton and head over to Mount Pleasant Village. I've streamed through there a few times this year, but I don't think I've done a pre-recorded video in quite a while through Mount Pleasant, and fall's a nice time to check out the Beltline Trail. So to get to Winners, you'd have to enter through there. And there is a rooftop patio that's open to the public. That's quite neat. And there used to be an entrance to the subway station at all four corners of this intersection. But with construction of the crosstown, which was supposed to open years ago but still hasn't, along with this building going up. Now the only way you can enter the subway station is at the southwest corner over there. Now it's east on Eglinton Avenue East. Somebody better not tell the premier about these bike lanes. And that McDonald's actually popped in there last night after my live stream. It's more of a takeout only and Uber Eats pickup place now. They used to have a full sit-down restaurant, but now there's only a handful of tables. And you'll notice these bike lanes are incomplete. They're supposed to go in along with the Eglinton crosstown, but Metrolinx kind of only half-assed them in around the major intersections where there's stations. So the city will have to connect the rest of them shortly, providing the province doesn't put the kibosh on that. There's Kintown Ramen. There's been a ton of ramen restaurants that have opened up in this area. But that's a chain that's actually lowered their prices. Gardner's Bulk Barn. That's a new addition to the area. There's the other Good Life. Apparently, from what I've overheard from people just talking on the elevator in my building, a lot of people have sort of migrated from this one over to the new one at the Yonge Eglinton Center, and that one is now quite crowded. People are saying they have a hard time getting the machines they want. There's a very different kind of fitness place, Orange Theory. I just watched a video by YouTuber Kelty O'Connor on that place. She talked a lot about how their sales tactics were more like a used car dealership. That one is heart rate based. The Social Blend, that used to be a Sweet Jesus. That was kind of an Instagram inspired ice cream shop, and La Carnita here, a long time ago, occupies a spot where Filthy McNasty's once stood. That was quite a popular night spot. And if you head down into the washroom area, you'll see where the nightclub used to be in the basement. I've only been to this place once, the Copacabana, well, you can eat Brazilian steakhouse. It was quite good, but a bit pricey. Lineup at an income tax office on a Sunday. I've been to this place, the coffee bar. And on the left is where once upon a time was a golden griddle, where after a night at Filthy McNasty's you could go get some delicious chocolate chip pancakes. And one of the oldest pubs in the city used to be right where that building is. It was called the Unicorn. I hope this bus doesn't think I'm waiting for it. I'm waiting across the street. Well, that was awkward. I think she stopped for me. Another fitness place. Unlimited classes. Join 30-day trial. And a perfect place to get your post-workout meal. Popeyes, there's a new Popeyes that opened up closer to Yonge and Eglinton recently. That big place is called Fit Factory, and it looks fairly new. I wonder if that replaced The smaller location, Fit Factory Private Training. As we get towards Mount Pleasant, these bike lanes have reappeared. They're extremely narrow, but at least they're curb protected. So I'm going to make a right here and head south through Mount Pleasant Village down to the Gardner Beltline Trail. One of the future entrances to the LRT stop. And the only hotel in this area used to be just north of here. That closed down over the pandemic. There it is, the old Roehampton Inn. There's the Granite Brewery. They make some pretty damn good chicken wings. That used to be a Shoppers Drug Mart, but now it's kind of looking like I know Frills is moving in. But there is a for lease sign. No Frills and Shoppers are both under the same parent company. Just a guess. I think Shoppers relocated just south of here. Metric Fitness. Often when I record this stretch, I'm over on the other side of the street. I think the retail on that side is a little more interesting. Parking garage. There's where the Shoppers moved into, just on the right. This is Sudan Avenue. You could take that straight over to Yonge Street. area is looked after by the Mount Pleasant Business Improvement Area. That was established, I think, in 2008. That's just an organization that is responsible for promoting the area and the local businesses. They all pay a fee into that. Snow Theater. That's the Regent. Encounter God in this place, the Father's house, Sundays at 11 a.m. Oh shoot, I missed it. I'll be kicking myself over that one for a while. But it's kind of curious how these old homes are preserved. On the right, at some point, this whole street was probably lined with homes like this. Mastermind Toys. And this area always has a sleepier vibe compared to the Yonge Street corridor just to the west of here. And several blocks east of here is Bayview Leaside. Another quite similar area. There's a lot of retail surrounded by low-density housing. Toronto Bath Center. I've always wondered about this spot, the Toronto Camera Club. Oh, sorry, I call that theater back there the Regent. This is the Regent up ahead. They haven't changed that marquee in a while. Coming soon, not a condo. Midtown Med Spa, anti-aging and laser skin clinic. I've reached Belsize. It's kind of a relic of the past, a vacuum shop. Across the street from an old school gas bar.
In the process of like
And this is June Rollins Park, just on the right.
Customer service who's fixing the problem now.
June Rollins was the mayor of Toronto back in 1991. She was the first female mayor of Toronto, and she was defeated by Barbara Hall in 1994. And Barbara Hall was defeated by Mel Lastman when the megacity was formed. He was the mayor of North York. Farmers Market, Tuesday, 3 to 7, May to October. This is Davisville Avenue. So you could make a right here, head over to Yonge Street, and you'll find yourself at Davisville Subway Station. It's kind of interesting how this street is basically a mid to high-rise corridor. There's a lot of apartment buildings along here. And when a lot of people ask me where they can find an affordable apartment in the city, I usually say nowhere, but this is definitely an area to check out. The prices are on the lower side compared to just north of here at Yonge and Eglinton. Speaking of which, there's Yonge and Egg off in the distance. Just a few more blocks, then we'll be on the Gardner Beltline Trail, which sits, at least this stretch does, just north of the Mount Pleasant Cemetery. Yeah, I think that's where a KFC used to be. Looks like a new development is going in. KFC just north of Pape Station that was quite similar was recently knocked down as well, although that one was to make way for the Ontario line. And the street coming up is Merton. So hopefully we'll get to take in some nice fall colors. Barcata Market pop-up. Oh, that's today, 218 Merton Street. This is the Beltline Trail. And just south of here is the Mount Pleasant Cemetery. Which is absolutely huge. It dates back to 1876. And this is a 9-kilometer mixed-use trail. And it sits on the bed of a former railway line that opened in 1892 as a commuter rail service. It only lasted for 2 years, and then a little under a decade later, I think in 1989, this trail opened up. So we're going to take this on over into Oriole Park on the other side of Yonge Street. It's quite pretty. I was expecting the colors to pop a little more. It's really hard to time these things. Some of the trees that were bright red last week have already shed their leaves. Please do not feed the pigeons. You can hear the Yonge subway line off in the distance. It's interesting how this fence, it's just wooden in some places, and it looks to be stone in other places along the cemetery. Hello. I think I recognize her from saying hi to me before while I was recording. If you live near here, I think you're quite fortunate to have this stretch. It's perfect for taking a walk or going for a jog. So this is the middle section of the Beltline Trail. And the other direction that dips to the south is the Ravine Trail. And straight ahead, just west of Allen Road, is the York Beltline Trail. It's mostly continuous. There's a few spots But you have to make a little detour. We are almost at Yonge Street. I have friends who used to live in this tower. This is Yonge Street coming up. Just to give some perspective on this, we are here, but the ravine part of the trail continues on that side. That's the Gardner Beltline Trail, which ends at Allen and then continues as the York Beltline Trail. As we walk past these iron horses.
Right, so back to your next point. And if you don't trust what he says,
That's a view south down Yonge Street. And a view north. Hopefully we'll get to catch a train passing by here. Perfect. There's a southbound Line 1 train pulling out of Davisville Station. Making its way underground, and then it'll head into St. Clair Station. This is a mini rail yard. The TTC headquarters are at Davisville Station. What an absolutely pleasant walk this is. There's someone doing some dips. Be nice if they had one bar that was a little higher. Do some pull-ups and chin-ups without starting with your feet on the ground.
You know, laundry for the linen. They get 5
Look at this. Lunge, incline push-up, step up, close grip body row. So those bars can be quite handy, although I would recommend watching some YouTube videos just to make sure you're nailing down the form correctly. You don't want to end up with tendonitis or something. That's something they had a whole lot of in Korea. What we've just recently started to do over here is have public exercise spaces and parks and trails. And the trail kind of continues going northwest. It eventually makes its way north of Eglinton. And this is Oriole Park. Let's cut through the park this way. We got these public tennis courts. I think they're half an hour at a time, and you wait your turn by hanging your racket up. You may have to remind the people in front of you once they go over half an hour, though. Gotta be careful you don't hurt your ankle, though, sliding around on that court. It is covered in leaves.
And I said, bring your own mug. It's like a coffee.
And the street here is Chaplin. Little wave to that driver. So, Davisville subway station is just off in that direction in Yonge Street, but let's go north here for a block and I'll zigzag my way over to Yonge Street. Then it'll be up to the Yonge Eglinton Center where we started this. I need to get some groceries, so that's a good spot for me to finish this one up. That tree is quite stunning. That is Yonge Street straight ahead. And this is Duplex Avenue. So let's go north up Duplex for a block, which was recently resurfaced. Says no exit there. That street gets cut off on the subway line. This is Lola Road. Maybe we'll get lucky and see another subway train go by. Lazy Lawn. Awesome artificial grass. It's a pretty good name. I'll look south. I don't see or hear any trains coming, nor do I know how to read those train signals. Kind of a cool view. Kind of want to catch a train going by. With these nice colors in the backdrop and some of the towers at Yonge and Eglinton off in the distance. I was about to say maybe I'll pause recording and wait till one comes, but it's our lucky day. There she goes. There's St. Louis. I mentioned the wings at Granite Brewery being excellent. The wings at St. Louis are pretty good as well. They're also much cheaper. Definite thumbs up to that spot. They've got a fantastic patio. Speaking of expensive, there's Dave's Hot Chicken. It's pretty damn good, but a little too pricey for fast food. I'm just putting two and two together. There's one of the only Korean restaurants in the area, Lola. I'm realizing where they get their name from now. There's a Staples and a Farm Boy. That's where the art shop used to be. It's kind of a bespoke furniture place. And now in its place stands the art shop condos. There's a West Elm first floor there. There's one of the 10 billion ramen shops that's opened up in the area. And so many people mistake this as, oh, you can get 3 dumplings or 6 dumplings for $3.99, but no, you can get 6 sad little beef meatballs for $3.99. And this is new, this ramyun noodle bar. I've seen this in Korea. Starting at $5.99. Our restaurant is tip free, as should every restaurant. I almost want to go there just because of that. We've got a pretty awesome selection. Korea, they tend to say ramyun when they refer to the instant noodles. So hence the name ramyun Korean snack bar, self-serve Korean noodle and snack bar. I wish them well. That's a neat idea. Maybe not the healthiest of foods, but $5.99, no tip, count me in. New condo tower going up at Yonge in Sudan, replacing a former office, one that housed TD Malashmonic's insurance. On the left we have TV Ontario, as well as the headquarters of Canadian Tire. That guy's e-bike did not sound healthy. Canada Square, monthly parking available. I mentioned there was a new Popeyes in the area. There it is. There's a proposal to build a number of towers up to 65 stories on that lot. And you know what? I'm all for it. If you're not going to intensify on top of a major subway station, one that will also, at least at some point, be home to an LRT station as well, then where are you going to build up? And we are back to Yonge Eglinton. I might actually take a peek into Winners since I'm here. Step count 7589, so we took about 6,700 steps on that one. So that girl almost walked in front of a vehicle. And I hope you enjoyed it. Do let me know your thoughts and comments down below. If you wish to support what I do, there's links to my Patreon and YouTube channel membership down in the description. I have an Instagram account at Johnny Strides, and there is a super thanks button appearing down below if you wish to say thanks that way. Now I gotta pick up a few things and try to get myself as close to 10,000 steps as I can before I go inside for the night, and I'll be doing a live stream on the Johnny Stumbles channel later tonight. She just started hitting that guy, but I think it might have been more playful. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Yoink!